Among so many people that I admire and that are driving the work in New Haven to make sure that our kids have every opportunity and the resources that they need to thrive in the city. So there's a lot of people that are going to be speaking, so I think we'll all, including myself, try to be brief. I do have the liberty of starting up and giving kind of an overall framework of the work that we are doing in the city with so many partners to ensure that our kids improve, in particular, reading and math achievement. But we've got a wonderful lineup of speakers. So, and today is primarily about giving an update on how the summer went with the tutoring initiative that so many folks here have worked to put together, and then talk about the next phase of that tutoring initiative. The summer was a 6-week pilot of New Haven public school students receiving tutoring, and the results are very, very solid. And there's initial results, but it shows that we're going in the right direction here. So big picture, it's no secret to people in this room that New Haven kids, a lot of them aren't at where they need to be as far as reading and math achievement, right? We all acknowledge that. It was that way before the pandemic. The pandemic exacerbated that situation, and we all want to make sure that we're doing everything and that it's all hands on deck to help support our kids. So there's a lot of different things going on in the city. New Haven Public Schools, Dr. Negron has hit the ground running, and I just hear compliment after compliment saying she is the right pick for the job. I know she's to my right, and I can't see her, but I hope she's smiling because she knows that we're really excited that she is here. She's made a particular focus on making sure we reduce our absenteeism rates and get our kids bottoms in the seats, because if they're not in the seats, they can't learn. And the second thing is a real focus on reading, and we're already seeing really positive results with the attendance rates in school. Just this morning we were at John Martinez School, which has one of the best attendance rates in the city, honoring one of their teachers that got a $25,000 check from Milken. This is a tangent, this is not on my talking points. It was a really awesome event where teachers around the nation, I think it was 75 this year, were chosen because of their excellence. And a teacher at John Martinez School was chosen and gets to participate in this kind of larger group of expert teachers, gets the acknowledgement, gets a $25,000 check. It was really, and she had no idea she was going to get the award until they announced it. So she was crying, I was crying. But anyhow, it just like shows you how awesome the work is that's going on in our schools. So Dr. Negron working really hard on absenteeism, adopting the science of reading and jumping in full on with new curriculum for our New Haven Public Schools based on the science of reading and phonics. They have added a New Haven Public Schools Saturday Success Academy, Summer of Fun. So New Haven Public Schools, and that's just like the short list. There's tons of other things that they are doing. New Haven Free Public Library, I see some folks from New Haven, good to see you, Louise. From New Haven Free Public Library that did a summer reading challenge, 20 minutes a day. My daughter participated in it. They had these cool maps that you would kind of draw, and it made it really fun. Additional tutoring helped to stop the summer learning slide. As we know, the kids, when they're not actively engaged, their scores tend to go down because they're not actively engaged in reading. And today we're talking about the tutoring initiative. $3 million of American Rescue Plan funds. The alders have been really key in this. In particular, Alder Norrison has been hugely helpful in not only making sure that we have the advocacy, but guiding us in our thinking to make sure that a lot of different organizations and people that may historically get kind of forgotten get the attention that they need. The program is students grades 1 through 5, high-dosage tutoring at least 2 times a week. And the local nonprofits that you're going to hear from today are helping us implement this program. United Way has taken the lead as the organization that is coordinating this effort. And I know that Jennifer is going to speak, but Allie Fox is like a hero. Can we give her a round of applause? She's on fire. I think she was panicking in the beginning when we said, "Are you up to this?" And she said, "I don't know." And we said, "Yeah, you are." But just the unbelievable work that you have done. So this summer, 403 students received high dosage literacy and math tutoring. I myself was a tutor, which was really, really fun, and that's part of our ask today, is that people consider to be tutors. It's such a great experience for yourself, not to mention the kids that get the benefit. 125 volunteers, 8 different nonprofit partners, 4 reading sites, 3 math sites, 6 weeks of tutoring. And the results, although initial, because it's a short period of time, are really, really promising. Every student demonstrated improvement in critical literacy skills that were tested, such as phonics. The average growth of students was 2 full phonics skill levels. And I think Kirsten's going to share more of that in a minute. In math, signs also do improvement, 11.4% increase from the baseline on average of math facts. And we'll have more data after New Haven Public Schools finishes your baseline iReady diagnostics. And more to come from Ron from New Haven Counts in just a moment. There you go. From that as well. Next phase, and I know I said that we were supposed to keep it short, and I'm going on and on. So approximately 400 kids this summer. We're moving to 800 kids in this next phase. 8 organizations over the summer working, 16 organizations now, thanks to a lot of work with Allie and her team to go through a number of different applications. I want to just thank United Way, New Haven Reads, New Haven Counts, LEAP, so many other partners. I saw Inspiring Communities here as well, Kim. Just awesome and incredible work. Finally, become a tutor. Become a tutor. It is fun and easy to do, and we encourage you to do so. And we have a lot of partners like Yale University, the Chamber, that are actually helping facilitate their employees becoming tutors. The City of New Haven is doing the same thing. Second is volunteer at a community event. Next one is November 4th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Q House. And third is donate. It says here, gently use books to New Haven Reads and other organizations. But I used to run a nonprofit, and I'm sure they'd love you to donate money too, because they need that to pay their staff and such. Go to newhavenct.gov/tutoring, which redirects you to the United Way webpage. And finally, in addition to thanking all the people that are here, I want to thank Sandra, who is on the city staff that's been helping us kind of lead this effort on the city side. Sandra, thank you for all the work that you have been putting into this initiative. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Dr. Negron.
Thank you, Mayor Albert. First, thank you all for being here today. I want to thank Mayor Elliker for launching this initiative to support our students in reading and in math. Thank you, Halifax, for bringing all the partners together. And thank you for all the partners who are in the room today to make this a reality. I'm sure by now you've all heard my slogan when I entered into the position. I keep saying, together, striving for the next chapter of excellence, because it's about doing this work together. I know that as a school system, I've said it from day one, we cannot do it by ourselves. And that is why each of you becomes key to creating the next chapter that we want to create for our city and for our district. So as you already know, we launched a new curricula in reading and in math. We're very grateful to all the partners in the community who can work alongside of us to make sure that we are reinforcing those essential skills in our young learners. Reading, as we all know, in particular opens the door to learning across all content areas. And unless students learn how to read by the 3rd grade, we know that they're likely, very likely to remain struggling as they progress through the grade levels and eventually graduate. There's also a correlation, as you know, right, that if they're struggling even when they leave us 3rd grade and that continues to progress, many of them do not even make it to graduation. And we want to ensure that all of our students are making it to the finish line, and not only to graduation, but making sure that they're ready whether for career or college, so they can have successful lives and then contribute to the amazing work of the city. Assessments, we know, right, are only one measure of student success, but we know that they reflect that many of our students are struggling. And that is why this initiative becomes key. We have to align the work that is happening inside of our classrooms with the work that is happening outside of the school day. So that is why this tutoring initiative, it's so important to get us to bring the community to engage in this work that becomes essential for all of our 19,000 plus students in our district. Also, I want to again thank all the folks that are collaborating in this from the nonprofit and the community partners, because all of that support that you're carrying out, as you heard the mayor mention, through the summer, we know that it's starting to make a difference. That's only one small glimpse of measuring what happened during the summer, but I am confident again that between what is happening in our schools with the new curricula that is tied to the science of reading, through the supports that we're making available to our teachers, to the support that we are bringing together to our administrators, that all of that work will better cohere to make sure that, again, our students and our teachers and the entire community has all the resources that they need, because our students deserve that and much more. So again, I just want to thank you and continue to thank you over and over and over. Number one, Mayor, for putting dollars into these initiatives, because we know it requires dollars, but also to thank all the partners, because it requires all of this energy to make it work. So again, thank you, because together we're going to get to that next chapter of excellence. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Negron. So next we're going to be hearing from 4 of the lead partners, each of whom will provide additional updates about the program. And Jennifer Heath from United Way is going to go first, Kirsten Levinson from New Haven Reads, Ron Coleman from New Haven Counts, and then Henry Fernandez from LEAP. So Jennifer.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It's wonderful to be here with all of you today. I just want to say a couple of things. One is, I'm going to paraphrase an African proverb. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I'm going to paraphrase that and say, if you want to go somewhere with urgency, passion, and real commitment, go with a group of New Haveners who care about their children. Because that is what this group has done. We've had an amazing summer, and I'm really looking forward to what we're going to collectively be able to do this fall. And I just want to spend a minute recognizing all of the groups, all of the organizations that are partners, some of whom you're going to hear from, some of whom you won't. But I just want to name you all and say thank you in a very public way. So we are so proud to be working together to benefit New Haven's children with New Haven Reads, New Haven Counts, LEAP, Inspired Communities, Boys and Girls Club, New Heights, Horizons, Music Haven, New Haven YMCA, Little Scientists, Iris, Solar Youth, CPEN, Beulah Heights, and Auntie Rose Childcare. That's an amazing roster. That list includes the organizations that worked in the pilot this summer, as well as organizations that are returning this fall and new ones. And it's really with a tremendous amount of gratitude that we recognize your commitment. Thank you for being here today and for all the work that you do on behalf of New Haven children and families. We truly couldn't do it without you. And with that, I will turn it over to Kirsten. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I would also like to give my thanks to Mayor Elliker for launching this, and thanks to Dr. Negron for her wonderful leadership in the schools. From just a few short weeks of tutoring this summer, we already know that the New Haven Tutoring Initiative is going to be very powerful. At the beginning of the summer, New Haven Reads took our tutoring model and tailored it for our wonderful community partners, Boys and Girls Club and Inspired Communities, and also supported LEAP, who already had its own very strong literacy model. And of course, New Haven Reads kids participated as well. We had 3 literacy instructors who served as coaches for our partners. They assessed every single child and created individualized intervention plans for each student. And they continued to support every organization all summer long. Although we only met for 4 to 6 weeks this summer, post-assessments demonstrated that with 345 kids from 4 organizations located in 11 sites across New Haven, all of the students improved. They showed impressive growth in critical foundation skills over a short period of time. And yes, we have lots more data. We love to go into the data. I'm not going to go through all of that right now because of time, but we are all data nerds, so we follow this very carefully. But equally important, all the kids were really enthused about reading. We are all about the joy and power of reading, so that's part of what we do, and it was wonderful to see. One of our students, actually at the Boys and Girls Club, was so excited about reading his very first book that he took it around to every adult in the room and asked the adult, "Can I read this to you?" Again and again and again. He was so excited. That was a magical moment. Like any good pilot, we learned a lot. Mostly that we needed to do a lot more training than we thought, which is fine. What it also confirmed, and this is what Jennifer said, this is something we suspected, we found out in a big way. There are so many people who care deeply about the kids in New Haven, and it was a pleasure and an honor to work with them all. Now we're bringing our attention to the school year. We're continuing to support all of the summer partners, and we are thrilled to be bringing in so many new ones. Thanks to this initiative, children learned critical foundation skills this summer, and as a result, in a very short time, became better readers. We look forward to even more success in the fall, because our efforts will supplement the wonderful work that the teachers are doing in the classroom. So a combined effort, which is amazing. It's a very exciting time. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ron Coleman here, the Executive Director of New Haven Counts. Thank you, Mayor Elliker, for investing in this initiative. Thank you, Dr. Negron, for leading this amazing city, this amazing school district. None of this work that we do works without all of your leadership, so thank you all very much. I want to start with a story. At the end of our summer engagement, we had a young man who broke down in tears, and his tutor turned to me and said, "What did I do wrong?" What I said next had him break down in tears. His student was losing a friend. He knew that for the next 4 weeks, my apologies, he was not going to be able to see his tutor. So the impact of what we do not only has an impact on the knowledge, skills, and disposition in terms of math, but our students in New Haven Public Schools, through this initiative, earn a friend, they earn a mentor, and they earn a tutor. That is invaluable, and no data we have can calculate that other than the feeling of being in a room or being at New Haven Reads or being at LEAP or any of these amazing sites when you see community members who just met students and are already making an impact. So with that said, we also have data on how students did improve in terms of their math. And when we think of math at New Haven Counts, we've created a model that is very similar to New Haven Reads, who has been around for a lot longer than we have. But it's focusing on fact fluency, vocabulary, as a means to problem solve. It is the problem solving independently right now that is why we see scores where they are. And with a mentor, with a tutor, we know that over time we're going to see incremental growth in that, but we have to see quick growth in fact fluency and vocabulary. That's a non-negotiable. And so with the 3 organizations across 4 sites, the 72 students, and the 32 tutors that we had working in math this summer, we had over 400 hours of tutoring, an 11.4% growth in fact fluency from 2 hours a week over 4 weeks. If you multiply that out, that is well above what students are going to gain from a large classroom. And so this is why we know, just like Dr. Negron said, the tutoring supports what they're doing, because what teachers are doing in the classroom every single day, that's the hero work. What we're doing is just supporting that, because we know there are so many factors that are outside of the control of schools and that contribute to the scores that we see. So again, it is not all about the scores, but if we can continue to make rapid growth in fact fluency development, rapid growth in vocabulary attainment, we're going to see those numbers change. And so some other soft skills that we saw was 187 cumulative proficient skills for students in New Haven in math across the summer in personalized performance programs online, 96 skills mastered via those same learning tools. And moving forward to the fall, we've added partners like Little Scientists, Music Haven, Beulah Heights, who are all going to be working out of churches, their facilities, or schools. And we have a total right now of 72 tutors who are being trained and placed, 59 students who have currently signed up, and we want that number closer to 180 and 200, because that's the impact that we want to have through this initiative, and that's the capacity that we can have. So anyone out there who knows a student, has a child, go on to our website, www.newhavencounts.org, and register, enroll now. Know that you are getting a tutor, a mentor, and a friend, someone who is trained and someone who cares. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Henry Fernandez from LEAP. First, let me welcome you to the Q House and acknowledge the person who kind of runs the Q House day in and day out, Nikita Robinson on our team. So we're honored to be the managers here, and thank the Board of Alders and the Mayor and the Advisory Board of the Q House for their leadership and continuing us in that role. So. Boys and Girls Club and LEAP and United Way and New Haven Reads, we all got kind of called into the principal's office, the mayor's office, right? By Mayor Elliker, and he said, I think we can do this big, exciting thing. And so we want to start by just acknowledging those and our dear professional friends, I guess we can say that, yes. And so Alder Morrison also brought tremendous leadership and this great commitment that in this next round, we would make sure that we expanded, not by finding other giant partners to partner with, we can do some of that, I guess, but really making sure that resources, that real dollars and real opportunities got out to grassroots organizations as well. So we thank her for her leadership in that and reflecting the goals of the Board of Alders. At LEAP this summer, we had about 213 kids, 7 and 8-year-olds in 7 neighborhood sites that were involved in our phonics program. Unique to LEAP because of how we work. We had about 50 New Haven high school students and local college students. We're the largest employer of New Haven high school students in the city. They were actually the ones implementing this program. So we spent a lot of time training. So I want to congratulate our team that really kind of led that from 2 different angles. Summer and Nikki, 2 wonderful people. Summer they went forwards. And so we saw 72% of children increase their decoding skills through this program this summer. And we're excited to continue this program throughout the school year. So we've already started our phonics program, we've already run our training, our kids are already getting phonics. An important part of this initiative across all of these groups is that the Board of Education makes available to us what are called Lexia licenses. That allows the kids who are doing literacy work in school to continue that work after school and during the summer, and for it all to show up for the classroom teacher to see the growth, whether that growth comes from what's happening in the classroom or what's happening through LEAP or through Boys and Girls or New Haven Reads, Inspired Communities, that all of that work is united, and that's an exciting piece, and we couldn't do that, Madam Superintendent, without your team's leadership, so we appreciate that. There's another piece that LEAP is taking on, and then I'll finish, which is that we're helping to spearhead with all of our partners a series of community events that look to fully engage parents as educators. And so the first of those is this Saturday, I'm sorry, not this Saturday, one more Saturday away, but Saturday, November 4th. My team got very nervous. They're like, what? Better not be. 2 Saturdays away, 2 Saturdays away. Right, so Saturday, November 4th, forget the how many weeks, it's Saturday, November 4th, from 10 to 4, there's some flyers up here. We're gonna have activities that will help parents know how they can support their children, whether they're English speakers or non-English speakers. We're going to have activities for parents so that they can be even more supportive of literacy, because we want literacy also to be happening at home. To support that as well, we'll have a book fair with a book giveaway so that kids can and parents can start to build home libraries, because we all read a book and then we move on. But you remember when you were a kid, you would read the book again and again, right? And so we want kids to be able to build those libraries, read those books again and again, but also their younger brothers and sisters will see that and want to read as well. We're just excited about this body of work, which we haven't talked about yet, or previously, right? That this body of work is going to go on for the next 3 years with events like the one here at the Q House on November 4th from 10 to 1. We'll have more of these every semester. We want parents to be fully engaged in this whole effort. So thanks to all of these wonderful partners. Thanks again to Mayor Elliker, to our wonderful superintendent who came to visit with us this summer at LEAP to watch the program, which I think speaks volumes about what we want from our educational leaders, that they see what happens in the classroom as really important, but also they help us get those schools open after the school day for our children. Thanks to the mayor, to the Board of Alders, and thanks to all of these partners. Thank you.
Henry's right about kids wanting to read the same book over and over again. The number of times I've read Princess in Black to my 5-year-old is probably 80 to 100. I think I could recite it today. Just real quick, Henry, I think stepped up, and I think the group can acknowledge this, that it was involved in the early stages to help coordinate the sort of overall proposal, and so really appreciate his leadership there. And saying that you're all calling into my office, this was your all's idea too, right? So it didn't come from me. You all said, "Hey, isn't this a good idea?" And I said, "Let's do this thing." So there's credit all around here. So next we're going to hear from 2 other incredible partners. First, Kim Harris from Inspire Communities, and then Candace Wright from Solar Youth.
Hello and good morning. My name, as you know, is Kim Harris. And growing up, I was the worst of readers. It was hard for me until some community members surrounded me. Until my mother said she wasn't going to have it no more. Until some teachers said, okay, let's get a plan. Can we get her hooked on phonics? I'm like, hooked on phonics? I could hardly read, and you want me to get hooked on phonics? She said, okay, we're going to get you hooked on Hollywood. So what I found was my thing, my niche. I started, because I was hooked already on television, that's why I couldn't get the reading piece together. I started reading scripts. And all of a sudden, I understood the meaning of reading in words. It was that niche for me that transcends our children now, because I found a niche for them. I wanted to be one of those community leaders that lifted our kids up. The ones that came in that wanted to struggle and fight all the time because they couldn't get the concept, right? So they would do all those things to get away from doing the work. I said, okay, if we could find a niche, television, Hollywood's not going anywhere. Let's try utilizing that. So we tried some scripts, it went well, and I am just so pleased and happy to just say that I had a chance. My community stuck by me, and I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful for who I am now. and what I'm able to do in my community. I want to say thank you to our leaders, to our public servants for investing in the program. And today I just happened to bring one of my students. She was getting off the bus because New Haven had a half day today. And I said, come on, you're gonna come with me. Her name is Memory. She's in the back there. Memory, if you could just wave your hand. She is a product of the community. She lives in New Hallville, and she's a product of New Haven Reads. But I tell you the struggles, and I'm sharing this with you because I asked her mom if I could. Her struggles were hard, but we got her hooked. She is so hooked now. She's running in. Miss Kim, I got a book. I'm ready to read to everybody. Who can I read to today? Well, go upstairs and read to the 4-year-olds. Go upstairs and read to the 3-year-olds. But it's that enthusiasm because of this program, because of what we're doing in the community, because community and other leaders are lifting our kids up, that we're able to see that. Because the data is the data, right? But there's so much more that goes with that. Because when our kids read well and speak well, they're going to do well. Thank you.
That was wonderful, thank you. My name is Kandasi Wright. I'm the Executive Director of Solar Youth, a youth development organization entering our 23rd year. I'm really excited to be here. Our mission is to empower Black and brown youth from marginalized neighborhoods to achieve lifelong success. And we do that through long-term partnerships and mentorships, and also providing opportunities for young people to get outside and explore their natural environment. I'm so grateful to United Way, longtime supporters of Solar Youth, also to supporting local nonprofits in New Haven and really hearing the needs of our communities and what's needed for our youth and families. Some time ago, probably a few years ago, I had a staff member quietly approach me telling me that she had some 3rd graders that she knew couldn't read. And that really landed with me, how do you mean she can't read? And I kept thinking in my mind how Solar Youth can be a part of helping young people read in the future. With funding cuts this year for New Haven Public School partners being more than 60%, we knew the need was so great. As we considered our strategic plan for this fiscal year, our board and our staff really said, you know what, we have to make sure we're doing some form of literacy in our summer program and after school program model. With the New Haven Tutoring Initiative, we can stand in the gap in supporting our New Haven students with their education and really invest in our next generation of leaders. They are the future. I know it's cliche, but they really are. It's important that we make these changes now. I have high school students graduating with 3rd grade reading level, functionally literate. It's really important to do this now. So thank you. We're so grateful for Mayor Erlicher and Dr. Maroon. It's been wonderful work. Thank you so much. And all of our partners that I've known for many, many years. What an opportunity for us to work and come together in a real way. So thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Kim and Kandasi. I really appreciate your words. We're almost there. We got a few more, so hold tight. An inspiring speaker. She always holds us to account. As you heard, I think a little bit by Henry as well, Alden Morrison has been hugely supportive of this initiative and helped guide us through it. So Alden Morrison.
Good afternoon, everyone. I first want to thank the mayor. Thank you, Mayor, for bringing this to the attention of the Board of Alders. Not just attention, because we all know about the failing rates of our young people, but by bringing this plan, bringing this initiative, and then when our board president, Taisha Walker-Myers, asked me to be the person to work with the administration, I met wonderful Sandra. This is a quiet storm. She is a quiet storm. She brought all of us together to come up with this partnership. This is what it takes. You have to be intentional. If we see there's a problem, you have to intentionally come up with a plan to solve it. I look back, I see my 4th grade teacher, Mr. Joseph Edwards, and he, I wasn't the best student. That's all I can say. And because of the intentional efforts of the teachers back then, as Kim said, the community, you can't fail because you represent this community, and when everyone wraps your arms around, these are the results. This is what you get. And so I am so happy that everyone has come together and you're offering this. And as Henry mentioned, I'm even more happy that the small guy gets a piece of the dollar. Because think about it, we need dollars, right? And usually the big guys, they get it, they suck it up, we're gonna do all the work, don't worry about it. But for me, I wanted to make sure that a child did not have to be enrolled in any kind of program, that they can go right around the corner and get tutoring, get support. It doesn't take a lot, a couple of hours a week. Those results that were read today was just a couple of hours a week for 6 weeks. So imagine what this whole year's plan is going to do. Our data is really going to have something to say at the end of this year. And Mayor, I can't wait. And Dr. Negron, thank you. Them heels you always wear. I said you wear Nikes. Because you got in this position and you just ran and you understood that we needed to do this, right? So thank you. Thank you to Yale. Thank you to everyone. Henry, he didn't get nervous. A lot of people, they say, you gotta work all the hours. And if for some reason, they get a little nervous. Henry was happy, right? So thank you, everyone. Thank you, team, for everything that you're doing, because our kids are gonna be on the map because we made an intentional effort to make sure that our children can read. Thank you very much.
So we got 2 more speakers. Volunteers is a really important component of this program. It's easy to volunteer. Like I said, I volunteered, and so we're encouraging people to do that. But one of the things that we realized early on is we needed to have some structure around making sure that we got a lot of volunteers. And so I called Peter Salovey and said, hey, we're thinking about this program. Are you guys in? And he, on the first call I had with him, said, I am in. And Lauren Zucker has helped implement an opportunity for Yale employees to voluntarily participate in this program, which has been great, and Lauren's going to talk about this. And then also, we have a good collaboration with the Chamber of Commerce that are working with a lot of their membership organizations to help facilitate those employees. Just a quick note that when I was tutoring, the next table over, Garrett Sheehan, the head of the chamber, was tutoring as well. Kirsten was at another table, so there's this like powerhouse of tutors. It was really fun. But it shows that leadership is not about convening, only about convening and that commitment, but it's also about doing and seeing firsthand the importance of the work that you're doing. So, Kerry Ambrosio, did I get it right? Okay, close. You're great. I'm sorry. I'll get it one of these days from the chamber. Is going to speak on behalf of the chamber. But Lauren.
Thank you, Mayor Elicker, and it is truly such a privilege to be standing here today amongst so many terrific leaders, Mayor Elicker, Dr. Negron, Alder Morrison, and all of our wonderful community partners gathered here today. I am Lauren Zucker, the Associate Vice President for New Haven Affairs at Yale University. And in support of the New Haven Tutoring Initiative, Yale has announced a campaign encouraging the entire Yale community, students, staff, and faculty, to volunteer as local tutors. And additionally, we are have launched a Yale pilot program, which is going to be in conjunction with this fall rollout, where we are offering certain Yale employee groups the opportunity to tutor once per week during work hours at a participating local organization that supports the New Haven Tutoring Initiative. And as the mayor said when he called President Salovey, Yale was immediately on board with this terrific initiative. And I have a quote from President Salovey, which I will just read, which says, Yale is grateful to be able to expand existing partnerships with our home city through the New Haven Tutoring Initiative. We aspire to make Yale one of the most civically engaged universities by strengthening the ties that bind us to New Haven. This program to promote essential literacy and math skills for local youth reflects and reinforces that commitment. So again, thank you all. Pleasure to be here today.
Good afternoon, everyone.
everyone. My name is Katie Ambrosio. I'm here representing the Greater New Haven Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Mayor Elicker and Dr. Negrone, for your leadership, all the partners for the amazing work that you do. I've had the pleasure to participate in the initiative alongside the Chamber's President and CEO, Garrett Sheehan. Unfortunately, he could not join us today, but we at the Chamber really understand the role that supporting K-12 students has on the future workforce. It is the foundation upon which the future workforce is built, and by getting involved in the initiative, we're nurturing a future generation of leaders and professionals as they enter the workforce in the future. The Chamber is really committed to supporting where we can, and especially with this initiative, it provides everyone really a great opportunity to get involved in addressing a really real problem and supporting New Haven students with the resources that they need. So we have been involved in recruiting volunteers through local businesses and have been really lucky to get a lot of commitments with a diverse range of local businesses such as bioscience organizations, nonprofits, utilities, banks. Just everyone is getting involved in answering the call that we're here today to give this call to action to volunteer. I personally volunteer. I have a great experience. Really look forward to it every week and just working through the barriers and kind of watching the student I work with challenge himself every day, every week, as opens a new chapter book or progresses onto a new workbook. So it is really a fulfilling experience, and I want to acknowledge and thank all of the businesses who have gotten involved, joined the effort. I think it really highlights the strength that we have in numbers. Everyone has a role to play, so really encourage everyone to get involved, especially more local businesses. Encourage your employees to participate. Spread the message, spread what's going on in New Haven. It's really special, and we are committed to supporting as always. So thank you.
I think that's it. Are there any quick questions from press?
How many tutors do you have, and how many more are you looking to bring on?
That's like someone else, but maybe question. Maybe Al. Can you answer that question?
We have 100. We had 125. Excuse me. Good morning, all. Good morning, club. We had 125 volunteers register over the summer into the fall. Like the mayor said, we hope to serve 800 kids this fall, and so with that, you can imagine if we're doing one-to-one tutoring, that's a lot of volunteers that we need. Now, obviously, tutors can work with more than one kid. We have some programs like LEAP, again, that work with high school students, so it's a slightly different model, but we are looking for volunteers. So if you have an interest, I know the Chamber Katie is planning a session November 1st that will be at New Haven Reads for anyone wanting to get a taste of it and understand what it looks like, what it feels like. So if you're interested, please go to the website. You can sign up, register. You'll be connected to either the New Haven Reads team if you're interested in literacy, or the New Haven Counts team if you're interested in math. And you will get training, you will get support, you'll get coaching, and like everyone said, you'll have the opportunity to make a friend with a young person and probably learn as much from them as they will have the chance to learn from you. So, yeah.
Don't go far. Go far.
I think Allie just touched on it a little bit. Can you just explain briefly, if this was already discussed, what the fall program is like? You talked about the summer program that there's 2 hours a week, I believe, each child. What does the fall look like, and how many kids? I know 800. What's the scope?
We're again looking at 2 hours a week of literacy work, specifically phonics work for younger children, and that's true across all the programs. So all of us have different models of service delivery, but we're changing our models to make sure that we can have that 2 solid hours of programming after school. So it is in addition to the literacy work that they're getting through the New Haven Board of Ed. So it's after school, additional hours, 2 hours a week.
Does that answer your question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Originally, it was $3 million, I believe, funding. Where is that money coming from? Is that still the funding plan?
Correct. So it's American Rescue Plan funding, and I think it's early, But if this program works well, we want to find a pathway for longer term funding, right? Because American Rescue Plan funding only lasts for a certain amount of time. And that's why we're really interested in what the results look like in the program. And so if it's solid, we want to find another pathway to continue it.
Would you use the testing at the end of the year to kind of determine those results, or would they be more nuanced like you guys mentioned before?
That's a more complicated question for.
Well, I'll just say it is more nuanced. Certainly, the data is really important. I mean, we're out there to have fun with the kids and develop these relationships, which is so key. You can't measure that. That's part of what we do. But yes, the data is really important, and we will be looking at the results both in literacy and math to help. Well, we're fine-tuning the program as it goes along. But yeah, that will help make the decisions.
I mean, and I just add to that, so there's this tension between not wanting to be so obsessed with collecting data that it distracts from the work of the program. And, you know, in an ideal world, we do a randomized control a study where we have a group of students that didn't get tutoring and a group of students that did, and then we follow them through. But the reality is we're just not going to do that. And so what the goal is to follow the kids that get tutoring, see the progress there, and get a comparison to what school students in the system in general are doing as a kind of benchmark to see if the students that are getting this extra support are excelling or speeding up in their achievement when compared to other students. Does that make sense? Okay, thanks everybody, nice job.